Hey guys, this is Gingerbeard from Klysm Gaming, along with LordHunter from Klysm Gaming, and Bone, the forefather, we'll call him, of Klysm Gaming, along with a special guest today. We have TechGamer from the Gamers of Windsor, Ontario Facebook page, and all of us are going to be talking about Gears of War as a whole, so the game of Gears of War. So, let me start off. I played the first Gears of War, but I quit after, raging the shit out of the game because the fucking final boss on number 1, he pissed me off so much.
Yeah, I remember that.
What's his name? General...
It was Rom.
His name was
General Rom.
General Rom or something. Oh my god. The frickin' krill around his body pissed me off.
He's much worse on insane mode, seriously.
Oh
you literally have to spend about a good 30 minutes just trying to beat his ass, you know? It's just, oh man.
I couldn't even... I even researched how to kill him and shit. I couldn't even figure it out.
Well, you know what I did? I just went online on Insane or something.
What?
The best way is to do it with co-op. That's how I would, normally do it. Because somebody can use the torque bow, and someone can throw the grenades or shoot it with the lancer when the shield's down from the krill.
I went online, right, and the guy I was with, he was, some sort of pro, and I just let him beat the shit out of Rom, and I got the achievement.
That's the same thing with Call of Duty, Billy.
Way to be a team player.
I do the same thing with Halo.
Yeah.
Way to be a team player.
This guy.
Just sit back and be like, okay, just kill him.
Yeah, it's just hide behind the wall.
No, that was the annoying thing. When you had to run away from him from one side to the train to the other side, it's just you always had to be in the light to avoid the krill, and that was such the most bitchest thing that you had to do in that part. Because then you get caught by something as you get stuck, and then it's like, oh fuck, I gotta turn around or switch positions, and you die.
The whole krill mission, it's the 5th mission or something like that. The entire krill mission was a pain in the ass.
I'm trying to think what mission that was. I don't know if that was the 5th mission.
It was the 4th or 5th mission or something. All of a sudden there's a cutscene, and then the sun goes to set, and then it fast forwards or some shit, and then it sets really fast, and then all of a sudden out of the horizon, all these birds and crap come out krill. They're called.
Oh yes, right? That was I think that was about midway in Act 2, and then you remember the part where you had to drive the APC. That little,
Oh my god.
That part was difficult. Yeah, it was a bitch too.
On that highway, right? You have to go to the gas station to get it.
It's a question. Okay. Whatever happened to the krill?
Whatever happened to the krill?
They're not in number 2.
No, I think because it's the same thing with the Berserker. I think they took them out of the game because they wanted you to miss them a bit, and so
They put it back in number 3.
Yeah, they put it back in number 3, just like the Berserker. But I think the reason they took him out was because just to give him a break, I don't know, they flew off to go mate off or some shit. I really don't know entirely. I think they just flew south. They went south for the winter and just chilled down. It's hey, let's wait for Gears 3, then we'll kick their ass twice as hard.
I can just imagine that as a machinima. We'll just wait here. For Gears 3?
Except without deep voices, they have the krill, the Theron guard voice. Hey, we're going to kick your ass next time.
Or chipmunk voices.
We'll just wait here. Just wait here, man. Gotta wait for Gears 3.
You would have owned the world if it wasn't for you and your meddling lancer.
But speaking of Gears of War, I believe I was on some website or something like that. And I think it's a prequel to Gears of War. It's called Judgment, I believe.
Gears of War Judgment, yep.
I think so. And then it's going to take place before Gears of War even happens, so before Gears 1. And it's going to explain why...
D-Day happened. Or D-Day.
Yeah, and it's going to...
I think it was a part of D-Day, a part of it. I don't know if it'll actually explain what on the day it happened, but it's supposed to...
It should.
It's supposed to focus around Baird and Coltrane at the point of when they were fighting in the one squad, yes. Because, I remember Cliff was talking about, okay, we focused on Marcus in Gears 1, about him and his character. Then in Gears 2, it was all about Dom and his wife. And then in Gears 3, it was kind of mixed between Dom, Marcus, and Coltrane, because Coltrane, remember the part where he went to the stadium?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And, you've got flashbacks and all that, so they were like, well, why don't we give Baird his moment and, like, share his story and his, like, personality and whatnot.
Yeah.
I guess that's where they're kind of going with, like, the time frame as to what they're doing with Gears of War Judgment.
See, now they could just go all cliche and make each one of the Gears of War games about like one individual character. So say 1 would be about Dom, 2 would be about Marcus, 3 would be about Coltrane or something like that. But that would be it'd be really stupid because, I mean, it'd be cool, but it'd be kind of lame.
See, I'm hoping in Judgment Day they bring back what's his name, Ty.
Ty will be back because he doesn't die at that point. I'm pretty sure he's in the squad.
Ty was an amazing character, and I think they killed him off way too quickly.
He was a good character, but he's a little bit fucked up in the head, if you know what I mean. He talks about a lot about spiritual stuff, but I mean, he's still a great guy, though. Regardless.
Yeah, but okay, here's a question. Okay, what do you guys think about the Carmine Legacy?
Oh, the Carmine Legacy.
Isn't there like 10 different Carmines or something?
There's four. I believe there's four different Carmines.
Do you think Anthony's going to be in Judgment?
There's a huge family, though.
There's Anthony, there's Clayton. Clayton's the oldest. There's Anthony, Clayton, and Benjamin. There's a fourth one. I forget the name. I think it was Martin. I'm not sure. It was mentioned in the books. He wasn't mentioned in the games, other than I think Gears 2's collectible. There was a collectible thing you get.
Those are Carmine's the one that dies every single game, right?
Yeah, but it's never the same Carmine though.
Yeah, and number 3 he stayed alive.
Yes, and I was so happy when that happened.
But you know how many like teasers there were about him dying?
Oh yeah, like right near the end of the game, like they showed his helmet. You basically thought, no, he's fucking dead. God damn it! And it's like, oh, okay, I'm okay, bros. I'm ready to kick some ass.
So that or the part where he's walking to the fence and his helmet gets shot by a sniper.
Oh, that was fucking hilarious. It's like, oh man, what the fuck, man?
I like the part where it's like, bacon.
Oh yeah, it's like, I'll trade that lady for you for some bacon or something like that. And he's like, bacon. And then Barrett's like, yeah, take that, Cole. I haven't had bacon for weeks or months or whatever. I forget the exact quote, but oh, it's fucking funny.
Okay, Gears of War 2. Gears of War 2, what was that about again?
Gears of War 2 was about...
They brought the battle close.
It's when the Lambent first showed up, right?
What? Yeah, they were
yeah.
just talking about the Lambent, but it wasn't exactly risen yet. Like, you just saw, like, Locust fighting other Locusts, and you're like, why are they fighting each other? And then you find out later that it's like they're infected with something.
What I think they need to add more in Gears of War, which my favorite enemy to verse is the Corpser.
The Corpser?
Yeah, they need to add more of that.
Oh. I remember.
They need to add less of the Brumac.
Oh, I hated those.
Driving the Brumac was kind of interesting, though, I found. Like, it was just kind of cool to see, like, from a point of view of the Locust point of view, from looking down and firing everything.
Well,
I just found that pretty cool. They were rampage through everything like that.
In Gears 3 Online, you can play as the Horde.
Yes, in Beast mode.
Now, Gears of War 3, you said Gears of War 2 was focused on Dom's wife, right?
Correct. He had to try and find him and find her.
Maria.
Maria.
Yeah, and then wasn't it the Locust kidnapped his wife or something, and then they infected her or killed her or something? And then you go to check it out.
They captured her, and she was gone missing for at least 15 years, and yet he's been trying to find her all this time. Then, once he finally found her, well, not exactly right away. Like she looks like okay, but then it's like he gets a second look. She's like like skinny as hell, has
like skin and bones.
Yeah, exactly. So so she was practically sick to hell. So he's just like, well, to end her pain, suffering, just gotta kill her, put her down.
I can admit that that part made me cry.
It was hard to deal with. Like, I didn't cry necessarily because
I cried, man.
No, because at the time I wasn't into the series as I am now. Like, I was just like, oh, he had to kill his wife. Shit, I feel pretty bad now. But now it's more like, man, all that shit he went through is just like, it's not right, man.
Oh, see, the saddest parts of the game are with Dom, even in number 3.
Oh, fuck. Don't even get started with that. Oh, man. I felt so bad.
Suicide, man.
I felt like crying when he died.
I know.
Yeah.
Then my mom ruined it by coming into the room and she's like, hey, you ready to go to the shopping? Just like, see a good storyline right here? No, we need to go shopping. I need your help. It's like,
Now, when she says shopping, what kind of shopping? Like grocery shopping? Because, yeah, I'll go grocery shopping. But if you're going to go some underwear shopping, I'm not picking out some, like, colorful bras and shit for you.
Well, she barely goes out as enough as it is, but no, yeah, it was grocery shopping. She needed help me carrying stuff because I'm the man.
Yeah,
and
I'm the man.
Man, got to do everything around here. So,
Well, first, you have a shopping cart to get you to the car. All you need is when you get home to unload it.
yeah.
So I even go with you. Now, back to Gears of War. Number 3. Everyone at the end practically died. I believe so. Which one of the people stayed alive, or did they all die?
Marcus stayed alive. That's for damn sure.
Nobody. The only person who died right at the end was his father, Adam Phoenix.
Yeah.
And that's the only. And it's the reason because he injected himself with the emulsion virus, or I think it was a parasite. That's what it was. A parasite.
Yeah, parasite.
He injected in himself, and then he tested the machine because that's the only way he was going to find out it was going to work. And it works, but he has to sacrifice himself because of it. So he died right in front of Marcus, and Marcus was like, he pretty much lost everybody except Anya. That's the only person he has left.
Well,
Yeah.
I've never played number 3, but I've only seen videos, so maybe you guys can answer this question for me. Whatever happened to Dizzy?
Dizzy? He got taken away by the, what was this guy's name? I'm trying
Scourge.
to... No, that was number 2. Scourge is
Yeah,
dead.
number 2 was Scourge.
Yeah, that was then. He talked about how he survived that, but I'm trying to remember. He got taken away by the Stranded. He got taken away by the Stranded as prisoner because, what's his face? It was Ice-T that played him. No,
Ice Cube.
No, it wasn't. I think it was Ice-T or Ice Cube. I forget. Shit. But, he got held prisoner because they wanted emulsion, so they sent Marcus out and his gang, like his squad, to go get gas. And so when he brought the gas back, I guess they let Dizzy go, but after that, you didn't see him after that.
That was the same mission that Dom died, wasn't it?
No, it was shortly after. It was shortly after.
Okay, yeah.
Because it was the start of
Oh, shit.
or that. It was the end of Act 3 that he died, and then it was Act 4 it started.
Yeah.
That's how that happened. But I'm just trying... Oh, it was Griffin. Griffin, that's who it was. The leader was of the Stranded. I just remembered his name.
I just researched what emulsion was, and you find out what emulsion is in the first Gears of War. I believe it was Marcus talks about what the yellow, the bright yellow stuff is, and he's like, that stuff is worth a lot of money or something like that. That was emulsion in that cave, right?
Yeah, and then Cole's like, man, look at all that juice. And then Dom's like, how much do you think that old emulsion's worth? And then Marcus is like, I don't think I can count that high.
Yeah. So the emulsion is what infected all the people? Or all the locusts?
Yeah, because the locusts are underground, right? And so is the emulsion. So they've been around that shit for, years. So, of course, they were eventually going to get infected anyways. So that's what kind of started the whole war, if you really want me to get into it. But, basically, the locusts wanted help from the humans, which was Adam Phoenix. I don't know how they connected with each other at all. They don't explain that very well. So the locusts were like, okay, we need help. So can you come up and help us, with get rid of this emulsion shit? So he's like, okay, I'll try to, I just need some time. Basically, he didn't have enough time because he was dealing with the war against the other humans, which was the URI, and they made the Hammer of Dawn. And then time shortly after, it was just like, oh, well, fuck it, you're not going to help us. You ran out of time. We're just going to kill you all and just take over the above. And then that's how the whole war started.
Yeah.
So, sorry, that might sound confusing to everybody, but
How long was the total length of the entire Gears of the war itself?
The Locust War or the Human War? Because there's two wars.
Well, doesn't the humans like fight the locust, or is it just like well, you did say that the locusts were fighting the locust because of the infection, but isn't it? You said there's 2 wars. Like I thought it was the same war.
Well, before the humans fought the locust, like some of the humans fought them, there was a human war fighting for the emulsion for gas, and that took 80 years to finish.
Wow.
So they were fighting for that shit for 80 years, which is the emulsion. And then what stopped it all was that the Gears stole the technology from the URI that was making the Hammer of Dawn, that big beam that comes from the sky.
Yeah.
They took that technology, they gave it to Adam Phoenix. Adam Phoenix perfected it and used it to threaten the URI that we're going to use this to bomb your asses if we don't get the emulsion. So they were like, okay, we surrender. So for a short time, a while, everything was okay and good. Then all of a sudden, like this, the corpsers and all the locusts came out of this one ground, and then, everybody's like, what the fuck? What's this shit? And then after that was how D-Day started. And then or E-Day. That's how the locust, stands for Emergence Day. That's how that day happened. And then from that until Gears 3, it was for 15 to 18 years.
So Gears of War 1 didn't take place on Earth, right? It took place on like another planet or something?
Right, that took place on Sarah. People get confused with that because it looks so close to Earth.
Yeah.
Like, oh, well, if it's Earth, then shouldn't it be like this and this? And they're like, no, it's a totally different planet. It's kind of like Halo. Halo does not have, like, most of the stuff doesn't take place on Earth. It takes place on a Halo, the ring.
I think most of 2 takes place on Earth. Was it 2 or 3?
2 took place on an Earth, didn't it? Like, for a little bit?
2 took place...
Well, here's what happened, okay? Because, like, I mastered 2. It took place the surface of Earth, and then you guys go into the lift, and then you pretty much just spend the whole entire game underground.
Yeah. Because how Halo 2 worked was it was like, hey, you got off the thing, you went on Earth to New Mombasa to fight the Scarab, then you got teleported to with Arbiter to this place, and then Master Chief and a bunch of those people went to the place to find the Ark. They got to the Ark. The Ark then teleported to Earth, and the Ark was underground. And then Halo 3 was the Covenant digging up the Ark and then initiating it, then actually going to the Ark itself, and then they ended up bombing the Ark afterwards, and then the 343 Guilty Spark was so pissed and killed Johnson.
I hate that part.
I know. I was like, come on, you have to kill Johnson?
Why is it always the black man? Why? Like, God.
Yeah. He was actually supposed to die in the first one, because what makes me wonder is the first one, Cortana was like, we made it off Earth, right? And then, or no, Chief was like, did we like get off? Did anyone else make it off alive? And Cortana's like, no, it's just whispers and echoes. And then here we are, like the legendary, like last cutscene or something. Johnson was shown hugging an elite, and then he managed to get off somehow.
Yeah, it's just like, we're all going to die anyway.
Then the beginning of Halo 2, and then he's like, Chief's like, how the hell did you get off? Or one of the Marines is like, how the hell did you get off Halo? He's like, that's classified.
It's hacks.
Yeah,
that's the answer.
Hacks. He jumped.
Okay, before we go off topic here, with Gears of War, what did you guys think about the online play in any of the games? Like from the first to second or third?
Well, the first one was pretty stupid. It sucked.
I was amazing at the first one, but the second one, when it was shit, utter shit in the beginning.
Well, it's because people, like, I don't know what it's called. What is it called? Like wall jumping? How do they do that? They just, like, slide off a wall, then boom.
You just have to keep rolling in a certain weak spot, and then you just get past the barrier, the invisible wall. Yeah. I knew a couple of them because I used to do them myself, but I never did it to win matches. I just did it for fun.
Like, see, the online is only good for Horde. The rest is just suck.
Like the competitive online aspect.
That's what was good about number 2, because it introduced the whole Horde mode, and then everybody else started taking the idea and importing it into their games, like with Firefight.
Yeah.
Stuff like that.
Like survival on COD and everything.
Yeah. But with Gears of War 2, when it was first released for online, it was pretty bad. The servers weren't exactly top-notch, and it took forever to find a game. No, it was 2.
Oh.
One was pretty decent at its time. I had fun with 1. But with 2, the very beginning, I remember this exactly, is that with the grenades, you know the smoke grenades?
Yep.
You throw? Okay. But at the very beginning, they also used to be for concussion grenades, to knock people down, so you have a chance to do whatever. Now, what everybody would do in the very beginning is they'd rush out in the middle of the map, and they all throw them at the same time. And then everybody is collapsed down. And then whoever is, like, the one person that's up, they just go around, they take everybody's kills, and everybody really hated that. Because, like, you know, nobody likes losing control of their character. I mean, let's be honest here. You know, it's kind of bullshit. But
Yeah.
So then after a few months after, they tweaked it, and it was fine for a little while. Then as they progressed through the years, before Gears 3 was released, they made it perfected. Like, it's not perfect, but it's very, very well decently playable now.
Gears 3 multiplayer was the best of any game, of any of the Gears.
And I
for
agree. For sure. Without a doubt.
Who sent me a picture? The visual guide.
I don't know, I got something too.
Oh, this picture that, I believe it was TheBeardedOne sent me.
Oh yeah, the action figures. I remember there was supposed to be bigger collection than the Christmas. What was it? The Nightmare Before Christmas set of action figures. Like they're supposed to reach like over 40 action figures or something.
Oh,
Gears of War or Nightmare Before Christmas?
No, Nightmare Before Christmas has a big selection right now, but they said they were going to beat their record, which was like over 40.
Wow.
Oh, okay.
Something like that. I was like, holy crap, how many action figures are going to freaking make?
Why? I know
Halo
Halo is starting to Halo's starting to get really big with the Lego scene, because I know personally I have like a Lego Scorpion and like a bunch of like Lego action figures from Halo, but it'd be cool if like Gears of War started to get like into Lego and stuff like that.
I would like to make a Lego Lancer, because I've seen people do it on, and they make really good Lancers, because the real ones just cost too much money.
Yeah.
I know, dude, they're like hundreds of dollars.
No, like, there's one made by Triforce, Project Triforce, for $1,000, and it lights full metal replica, 1-to-1 scale.
Damn.
And it really sucks, because I don't have the money, and they don't make them anymore. So, it really blows. I would mount that in my room. And then if I ever had like a girlfriend or a wife and they were like, why do you gotta have that in the house? I mean, it looks so violent. I'm like, bitch, go back to the kitchen.
Do you want to get
For real?
Or unless you're getting
you think it walks?
Why don't you put that in the basement? It's either you're going in the basement or you're going.
Why don't you put that in a box and put it in the attic? It looks like shit. It looks ugly. Get it out of my house.
No. Billy, oh my god.
That's what I would have
Your father's Star Trek table. Why the fuck does he have to have all this on here? I need to put my laptop here. He knocked all the shit over.
Oh man.
But
that was my thought on Gears of War 2's online. It was not that great, but then when I tried the beta for Gears 3, that was probably the best experience I've had since Gears 1. Hands down. Like,
Definitely, I agree with that 100%.
And then I got all the gold weapons and everything because I got all the achievements in Gears of War 2 with my clanmates before I, left and stuff. And just, oh man, it was just fantastic.
You can get gold weapons in Gears of War?
One of the gold guns.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had the Golden Lancer in Gears of War 2 because I got the limited edition when it first came out.
Oh yeah.
That's a good story to tell, actually. How I got Gears 2 was awesome, actually. It was during when I was at CCH, and it was around lunchtime. Since I had a spare after lunch, so I had about 2 hours to go to Future Shop and back. I rode out all the way in the rain, came back, and then I went to the bathroom just to, clean myself off because I was, dripping soaked. And one guy was like, man, what the fuck happened to you? I'm just like, man, you don't want to know what I just went through. And so I go on I go to my locker, and then I get called down to the office. And they're just like, I'm just thinking oh shit, do they know that I left the premises? So I go downstairs, and my mom is waiting for me. And I'm like, Mom, what are you doing here? And she's like, well, you took your bike, and I was worried, like, I didn't know what you were doing, and I was like, I was just going to get a game, and I was coming right back to school. That's all I was doing. It's like, she worries about me, like, a lot. It's freaking annoying. But, so I just told her what happened, and then, I was like, you know, you made good timing, because if they would have found out that I was not here when you did that, I would have shit. Okay.
No, well, go on, sorry.
I was going to say, like, just finishing up this story. But, so, yeah, she left, and then I was talking to one of my friends, and I was like, hey, you want to see what I got? And he's like, oh, yeah, sure. So I showed him the game, and they were offering this special, you get an action figure with it and cog tags. Now, when I was there, I asked her if they had the cog tags, because I really wanted the cog tags more than anything. They were like, oh, sorry, we're out. And I was like, the hell, this is why I came here. Yeah. So then when I was showing it to him, I looked at the action figure. It comes with the action figure. The cog tags. I took them out when I was at school, and I wore them around my neck, and I wore it to, like, 4th classroom that I had, which I think was, like, I was just, like, swagging with my cog tags.
me and LordHunter did that with Modern Warfare 3, because Modern Warfare 3 came with those dog tags.
Yeah.
And it said, like, Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3 on it, and had, like, a little rubber condom around it. And then you had it on your keychain or some shit like that, and you would wear it everywhere.
No, I had the Miz one.
Oh, there was the Miz one. But, who was it?
Hello, I'm awesome.
Oh, I think it was Keaton had it.
Yeah, Keaton had it.
And then I had it for a while, because I had to swap the chain, because the chain was so, the circumference of the chain, like, it wouldn't go around my neck. So I had to, like, detach the chain and put it on, like, my keychain or something like that, because it wouldn't fit anywhere.
Guys, how did you get back to the talk?
But, well, I'm going to go off on multiplayer thing for Gears. I only ever played the first one. So the way I got into Gears of War was my dad got in his group or whatever with a couple buddies from work. And they're all like, oh, yeah, you should totally play Gears of War with us online, because they got a little group together. And the way Gears of War 1 worked was it was like a elimination. So it was like search and destroy and COD. So it was like take everyone down and be the last person standing and you win. But the way that worked was my dad comes home at like 2 a.m, right? So he woke me up. He's like, oh, yeah, here, let's eat some pizza and we'll play some Gears. I was like, all right, sick. So here we are playing Gears with my dad's buddies that just got off of work, too. And I never played Gears before, right? So I figure out that the assault rifle had the chainsaw on the bottom of it. So everyone's just, like, derping around on the map, and I fucking come from the back, chainsaw every single one of the enemies, and win for my team. That wasn't once. That wasn't twice. That was like 4 times in a row. And they're like, "Hey, yeah, fuck you. We're banning the chainsaw." And then there was the one match. They forgot to ban the Hammer of Dawn, so I was just like burning the shit out of everyone. They're like, "What the hell, man? We're only playing with pistols this time." But
yeah, the chainsaw would get annoying.
That's like the most memorable like moments for me with Gears, because I've never played. I actually played number 2 Horde mode with LordHunter, I think it was.
Yes, it was me.
And we played. Yeah, that was at Nathan's house. We played. The Horde, and we were just hiding in that little hallway. And you're just like, "Okay, put the landmine right by the door." Or no, it was the shield, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was the shield.
Yeah, because whenever you drop the shield, it would just stand up and glitch. So we just put it in front of the door, and we would just, like, shotgun the shit out of everyone coming into the door. So, and then the shield would go down, and then you're like, okay, within, like, in between the waves, go out and get the guns and stuff. And then we got trapped out there, so we were all trying to hide. But, that's my, story. Anybody else got a story to tell?
I have a very long story, but...
Go ahead, I'm killing a boss.
Okay, well,
Middle of the
the way
podcast.
I obtained...
Middle of the podcast playing RuneScape, killing a boss.
You can tell your story, and then I'll tell mine.
Okay, the way I obtained Gears of War was, it's the day I bought my very first Xbox. me and my dad were out, and he said, you can't pay it till Christmas because that's what your mom wants, blah, 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 blah. I was like, okay, whatever. So we went out, we bought an Xbox, and this guy's like, oh, you can get a game for free with it. And I was like, oh, what games are up? And they said Tom Clancy's End War, and they had Gears of War, and then they had some, like, I think it was like some rated P game. I was like, well, I'll take Gears of War. And then the guy was like, you, my friend, has just picked a good choice. And what it wasn't number one, it was Gears 2.
Sounds like a shitty carnival. You, my friend, have just picked a good choice.
Yeah, that's exactly what he said to me. I'm not lying.
Good choice.
Anyways, like, we got home, and then my dad puts the Xbox on the table, and it's like 12 in the morning. And my dad's like, oh, you gotta go to bed. I was like, oh, okay. And right when I laid down, he comes in, he's like, all right, son, your mother's asleep. Let's go play Xbox. So,
Awesome,
yeah, that's
Dad. Awesome.
Yeah, that's how my Gears came.
LordHunter, that Xbox, like when I first met you, I met you through Nathan, right? But that Xbox that you had at your uncle's house, was that yours or was that your uncle's?
That was mine.
Oh, okay. Because then I met you on COD and stuff like that. Anyway, go on.
Well, yeah, so it happened, and that's how I obtained Gears.
Nice.
Mine was actually, we got our Xbox around Christmas time, so it's almost like yours, how it happened. Then we went on Boxing Day, and me and my older brother, we both got one game to buy each. So he bought Rainbow Six, and then I bought Gears of War, because ever since I saw Gears of War, I was like, okay, I want to play this shit. And so I played it, and my first impressions were, like, this is like a movie. Like, the graphics were amazing on my TV and stuff, because I had an HD TV at the time.
Yeah.
And it blew my damn mind, and I was just like, you know, playing through the story, and I was like, this is really sweet. And because I didn't get into the story well enough until about, after a while, I found out there were books, like novels about it. That's when I started getting in more into the story, and then that's how I know so much about it. But more of the story is that's how I got my Xbox. Like, I got my Xbox on Christmas Day, and then we got Gears the next day on Boxing Day.
Yeah.
That's how mine was.
See, that's usually the thing with most people because, like, for example, the way I got, like, Call of Duty or something like that, I bought it myself for, like, $30. That's Call of Duty 4 in Toronto on Boxing Day. And then I also found out about Turtle Beach headphones on Boxing Day, too. Because the way Turtle Beach headphones work is they're, like, $100, right? Then Boxing Day, they go down to $60. So then I usually just, whenever mine break or whatever, I usually get them on Boxing Day, and then they rise all the way back up to 100. So Boxing Day is a really good thing for that.
Oh, for sure. Actually, speaking of Toronto, since you brought up Toronto, the Gears of War 3 story, how I got that was, I wanted a little vacation, so I decided to go for Toronto for the release date. I didn't tell my parents this, though. So I left, I took a train by myself, and I rode all the way to Toronto, and I went for the release, like the midnight release at Future Shop there. And I met a ton of people. I even went to the Gears 3 release party, and I got to play it a day early. And so I was playing with a bunch of teams. You can actually search it on YouTube if you wish to.
Yeah.
I forget what the title's called, but
They did that with Halo Reach too. They had like rows and rows of HD TV set up, and you were just able to play like clan matches of like Halo Reach.
Yeah, that's basically what we did. That's pretty much exactly what we did. They had a barbecue there. There's some hot ladies there, and just it was a great time.
It's so good. Those like midnight release parties are awesome.
No, it was. It was my first one ever, and I was digging it so much. And then the next day, Gears 3 is being released. I pick up my Epic Edition, you know, and then like I have to wait like at least I think 12 hours for the train to show up. So I had like to stay at a Timmy's with it. And because I didn't have money for a hotel except for one night, and I paid over too much for the hotel, so I thought I was screwed for the Epic Edition. But then I got some money somehow, and so then I basically just like waited for my train, and I went home. And my mom was like, "Oh my god!" And I'm like, "Yeah, I'm fine. No, I'm gonna go play my game. Okay, bye." So I was dying to play that.
That's usually how it works, eh?
That's probably my biggest story. That was my greatest moment of gaming history, was that story. Most memorable.
When I got Gears 3, I got I actually got one of the new Xboxes with it. And I ended up, I bought it, right? But the trick is I worked all summer to buy it.
Yeah.
It's more rewarding that way when you work for it.
I don't know. I thought I worked for it. I bought it, and it did feel more rewarding.
Like, without a doubt, you would feel more rewarded.
I ended up, it's the only game I wanted to play because, honestly, my brother had every other game but Gears 3, so I got the Xbox with the game with it. What? I told you about this, Nick. Like, a month later, I played multiplayer for 3 weeks and then sold the Xbox and everything else with it.
Yeah, I actually was on Skype with you when you were playing Gears 3. I was like, hey, you want to come play RuneScape? You're like, no, playing Gears.
Son of a bitch.
Leave me alone.
What was that?
Hello?
That's just
that was an epic falling with glory.
Holy crap. How was the Xbox, actually? Did you get the Gears official Xbox?
No, I just bought a normal Xbox,
Oh, okay.
It was it was EB Games that did the deal. It was you buy this game, you can return it after a week or something you get full price back and credit or something.
Okay, because I thought it was one of those ones where you get the Gears game with the console and it has like the look and the sound effects and all that. Because I had thoughts about getting that, but then I decided, you know what? I play other games on my Xbox. Like I'd rather it not be themed Gears of War. Like don't get me wrong, I love Gears of War. I'd rather not my Xbox be themed like that. I'd rather just have a normal Xbox. You know, it saves money too.
Yeah. I actually want to figure out all those big, huge games that come out, like Gears of War. Halo 4 is going to come out with one of those Xboxes. Actually, a bunch of like Halo ones. Yeah, Modern Warfare 3. I want to know like who would purposely go out and buy a bunch of those Xboxes just to collect them. It'd be cool, but it'd be a lot of money.
If I made a lot more money, I probably would. I wouldn't care.
I want that Taco Bell Xbox.
Oh, actually, what I found most interesting was the Halo 4 and the Star Wars Kinect one.
Yeah. I actually, I went to somebody's house and they had the Star Wars Kinect one.
I think it looks probably the coolest out of all of them.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, if you press the power button, it does like the little R2-D2. It's like, boop, boop, boop. I was like, that's sick.
That's nice.
And then if you turn it off, it sounds like a depressed R2-D2. So it's like, boop, 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 boop.
It's like I would press the on button, on off all day.
You're like,
just all day.
I would just buy the Xbox for that.
Gold
that sound effect.
controller.
All day and all night.
But we're gonna wrap this up a little bit here. My name is Gingerbeard from Klysm Gaming, along with TheBeardedOne that I forgot to introduce at the beginning.
Yeah, a little bit.
Fail.
He's in here, and I didn't even notice. We got LordHunter from Klysm Gaming, Bone, the founder of Klysm Gaming, and our special guest, TechGamer from Gamers of Windsor, Ontario. Thank you for being here with us, because it's epic to have you guys in our shit.
No pun.
We all made a new friend today, so, or at least I did.
But
very nice guy.
All right, stay tuned to watch the other podcasts with us. Most of them will be this long because we usually just go off on stories and rants and shit. But don't forget to subscribe and share around and shit. And peace out. You guys have anything else to say?
Yeah, I'm sorry about that phone call.
If you don't subscribe, you will get a chainsaw to the dick.
From Gears.
That's all I'm saying. From Gears of War. That's all I'm saying.
All right. Well, peace out.